games this weekend in the NFL. The Broncos going about business as usual, according to their head coach and their new quarterback. Bo Nix, of course, out with that broken ankle. Jarrett Stidham is in to make his first start since 2023. Stidham has started 4 games in the NFL, all of which were in the regular season. That makes him the first quarterback to start a conference championship game with that little of QB1 experience. Here was Stephen A. yesterday.
Let me tell you something right now. You the New England Patriots, okay? You sit up there and you go through all that you went through to get to this point and you lose a berth to the Super Bowl because of Jarrett Stidham? Oh, my Lord. You just need to hide for the entire offseason. That includes May, Vrabel, and everybody else. Hell no. You better win this damn game. New England, you better win this damn game.
All right, he didn't mince words. Everyone heard what he said. We got RC and Dan Orlowski now joining us here on the desk. Let's talk a little bit of football. Stephen A.
Hold on. I want to say, first of all, I didn't get a chance to say good morning to you, Shay.
Good morning.
And I want to say good morning to RC, and I want to say, Dan, news flash, breaking news. I actually don't mind that suit. It actually looks relatively decent.
Thank you.
First time for everything. The tie, please tell me your wonderful kid gave it to you, something like that you didn't pick that tie out. Please tell me that. But the suit is kind of nice, and I just wanted to give you props because it's a miracle.
Honestly, Stephen A., if you got to give me a compliment and it start with relatively decent and kind of nice, save your compliment. Don't give me that one.
I will take it.
I'd rather you not talk to me.
I said Dan.
I know who you said, but I'm just saying, as we move forward, do not compliment me like that.
I'm going to take it. I did not pick the suit. I did not pick the tie. I have absolutely no idea where the tie is from.
Perfect, but we'll take the compliment.
Let's move on. He's unbelievable. Let's move on.
So you heard what Stephen A. said yesterday. Patriots, you better not lose this game, especially not to Jarrett Stidham. Do you agree or disagree with what S.I. said yesterday, RC?
Oh, that's on me now?
It's on you, bro.
I thought you said Dan was
I'll go if you want me to.
Yeah,
I'll go.
go.
I understand Stephen A.'s premise, but you're talking like we know who Jarrett Stidham is. We don't. We don't have a big enough body of work to know that. We don't, Stephen A. We don't know who the player is. And for a lot of backup quarterbacks, you don't know when the opportunity is going to present itself. I'll say this. Bill Belichick chose him. Josh McDaniels, who's one of the best offensive coordinators in the NFL over the last 2 decades, chose him. Sean Payton, who's one of the best coaches that we've had in the NFL over the last 2 decades and a Super Bowl champion, chose him. So those 3 guys chose the player. He doesn't have a big body of work when it comes to the opportunity to play. I understand that we don't know that he's capable of going it, but we don't have much evidence to tell you that this dude stinks. And so let's watch the game to sit here and say, oh my gosh, New England, you better not lose to him, because we've got a body of work, or at least we do have evidence that coaches that have resumes have chosen this guy. Okay?
It's not even about the resume. Stephen A., you're right in this sense, right? To say that this team has less a chance to win without Bo Nix, it's true, right? It would be disrespectful to Bo Nix to negate all of his contributions, but it's also disrespectful to say that they have no chance to Sean Payton, and to say that to the other 52 dudes on this team, and to say that to this defense that's won games when scoring 15 points this year, when scoring 18 points this year, when scoring 10 points this year. The Denver Broncos have won games with that point total. And we don't sit up here and say, you know what? Man, when Trent Dilfer won the Super Bowl, man, he was damn amazing. And we also can harken back to the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl when an MVP candidate probably would have won the MVP goes down late in the season with Nick Foles. And none of us think to ourselves, Nick Foles is the future Hall of Famer. Joe Flacco caught fire. It doesn't matter what you've done before this. It matters how can Sean Payton put Jarrett Stidham in the best situation to succeed. And as a guy who's played on a defense that considers themselves all-world, that considers themselves the best in the NFL, you step your game up when you lose your quarterback. And so to say that you absolutely cannot win this game if you're the Denver Broncos, or that the New England Patriots aren't preparing like everything matters, like every single snap is important, is absolutely ludicrous for you to say.
And let me get two things in here, Stephen A, before you go as well.
Look, he ready to go. We talking now.
Yep, because
you held the mic for 18 minutes when Wendy was
and
on.
this is why matchups matter, because if you're asking anybody, the way to get after New England's offense. What's the weakness of New England's offense right now? Okay, the tackles. Mainly their young rookie, Will Campbell, has had some tough stretches. It's one of the best pass rushers in football. Benito's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Cooper's outstanding. So, that favors Denver. I'd also say this. I've heard you say it, and I've heard Marcus Spears say it, that sometimes from a defensive player perspective, when you play the backup quarterback, it's harder than at times playing the starter because you don't know. You don't know what the rhythm of the offense is. You don't know the rhythm of the play caller. You don't know
no tendencies.
Yeah, you don't the tendencies. You don't know the flaw. You don't know what they're going to go to. And so there is a reality where at times that's a little bit more challenging to a defense than it is playing against the consistent starter.
Yeah, there's not much tape. Go ahead, SA, respond.
Look at him.
Are y'all finished?
Yeah.
Are y'all finished?
Come on, Blue.
Finished? You get it out the system?
We're ready, Bluey.
Let me tell you something right now. RC and Dio, I want you to imagine what life would be like for you if Stephen A committed himself to going on the air and misquoting y'all. Think about that for a second. I misconstrue everything. I twist your words. I didn't sit up there and say anything about the Denver Broncos can't win. I didn't bring up Sean Payton. I didn't bring up the 68 sacks. I didn't bring up how they hunt for the quarterback. I didn't bring up how their defense is elite. I didn't say anything negative about the Denver Broncos. And oh, by the way, I didn't even say anything negative about Jarrett Stidham. What I said was, this man hasn't taken he took one snap this season. He hasn't thrown a pass since 2023. The number is 749 days since his last pass attempt. What I said is, anybody under those conditions who ain't named Tom Brady or Joe Montana has no business beating a 14-3 team in an AFC Championship game 60 minutes removed from a Super Bowl berth. Now, you guys play football. I'm going to ask you something, and we can use the boxing analogy because RC and I like going to our boxing matches. I don't give a damn who you are. If you show up for a world championship match, RC, against an elite team or elite fighter in this case, and you don't train, you ain't thrown a punch in 3 years, in 2 years. You won't train. You haven't had any experience in the ring whatsoever. What we gonna say? We gonna go like this, yo, man. That's a real disadvantage. I mean, damn, could you get a warm-up? You want to bring up Nick Foles? Didn't Carson Wentz get hurt in Week 11? Didn't he have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 to play? Wasn't there 2 playoff games? Wasn't there a divisional playoff game? Wasn't there an AFC Championship game? Didn't that happen? This man has not been seen. Okay, he's on the sidelines with Sean Payton, patting his back and appreciating what a nice guy he is, how smart he is, and that he's got a skill set. Yes, he was the first free agent that Sean Payton signed. I don't give a damn. It's not about that. It's about the New England Patriots, and I stand by what I said. I'm not saying Denver can't win. I'm saying to Boston, to the state of Massachusetts, the New England Patriots, I'm looking you dead in your face right now. You can't go home with your head held high after this 14-3 season, despite back-to-back 4-13 seasons. You cannot go home and show your face in the streets of Massachusetts if you lose to a backup quarterback who hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years.
Absolutely.
Your season is a wash. It's a wash. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. They cannot show their face.
Stephen A, Go ahead. Here's the problem. You do too much first take, right? And you mix all your sports together. Because right now you're mixing like boxing and tennis and MMA and even basketball with football. It's the ultimate team sport. It's the sport that if we going to fight, like let's say Jarrett Stidham was going to fight, we would put all the tough guys in front of him. We'd put Benito and Allen and Pat Surtain. We'd put all those dudes in front of him because we know you ain't been throwing punches. And then what's going to happen is our corner corner man, right? Our corner man is going to tell us, hey, you stay back. Get it out your hands to Marvin Mims quickly, right? Hit R.J. Harvey in the flat. Guess what? It's okay to end in the punt. You don't have to stand in the middle of the ring and slug it out with Drake May because we can't win the fight that way. That's the difference.
Just from a dude that got 10 jobs.
You're missing the point.
Correct.
The point is, it's not about Jarrett Stidham versus the New England Patriots. It's the Denver Broncos. It's the Denver Broncos that actually understand.
So says you.
Stephen A.
So says the game.
Here's the difference, though, Stephen A.
Sport.
If this happened, Stephen A., if this happened in the middle of the season, I believe that changes the Denver Broncos' opportunity to win the Super Bowl. It happening late and only asking him, hold us down for 60 minutes to get us to the next one is totally different.
Correct. Don't be the reason we lose.
You bringing that up, RC, are very salient points. But here's how you slick. Okay, first of all, don't bring up how I'm doing First Take. I get mixed up with your 10 jobs. You ain't got a lot. You can't be talking about me. Okay, that's number one. You got many jobs as me. That's number one. Number two, when we sit up here and we talk about you and you're mixing everything up the way that you did, what you're missing is holding your other contemporaries accountable. Because you see, you're talking about a defense. You're talking about the coaching of Sean Payton. You're talking about R.J. Harvey and the crew and what they can bring to the table. And how pushing dudes in front of him insulates Jarrett Stidham. I get that part. What about all the sounds? I thought I saw somebody this morning talking about how Jarrett Stidham showed up and threw for over 300 yards. You know what? This man is very, very capable. They were talking in that kind of language. And what I am saying is this. Of course, you go out and you Drake May and you get sacked 9 times and your offense can't score a damn points. And Surtain shuts down Diggs. And of course you could lose the game. What I'm saying is, it can't be because of that damn backup quarterback that ain't throwing a pass in 2023. You can't have that brother showing up on a football field and throwing for over 300 yards and picking the New England Patriots defense apart. If that happens, your season is an abject failure. That cannot happen.
That's an outrageous.
That's what I'm saying.
That is an outrageous statement to make.
But can I just say, the Patriots defense has only given up 1 touchdown throughout these playoffs. If Jarrett Stidham does go out and pick them apart, we would all take a step back, especially if he outplays Drake May, who's an MVP candidate this year.
What if they win 17-13?
Yeah, if I ran 4-4, it'd be like, yes, we're talking about the 1% chance of something like that happening. But Shay, Stephen A., if the Patriots go to Denver,
I'm not all the way on this bandwagon. Don't loop me in.
One of the toughest places to play. I don't believe Denver's lost at home, and they lose to the 1 seed, even with the backup quarterback. This season's not going to be an abject failure. We're going to look back and fast forward to April, and we're going to go, the Patriots are legitimate Super Bowl contenders in 2026. They got a young star at quarterback. Yeah. They got one of the best head coaches in football.
Their defense and defensive coordinator have been outstanding.
So we're not going to walk away saying abject failure.
So we're going to sit down. We're going to sit here on national television and forget that the New England Patriots had the easiest schedule in the NFL since 1999, since the Rams. We gonna forget that? We gonna forget that they had the easiest schedule in the National Football League. Excuse me. In other words, you have a lot of people that said, damn, listen, props to them, but they could cakewalk to them considering the people they had to play. That wasn't the case in the playoffs. We get that. You beat the Chargers, you beat the Texans. I get that part. But the point is, they had the easiest schedule since the Rams won the Super Bowl in 1999. That's number one. Number two, Shay, let me tell you something right now, Shay. You sitting in a good seat at First Take, because here's why. I don't need anybody to jump on my bandwagon. I can handle it all by my damn self. Let me be very clear. I'm going to say this one more time.
You've never been more right-turn.
Jarrett Stidham, you're the New England Patriots. There is not a soul in Boston, in the state of Massachusetts, that disagrees with me. You better not go out there and lose to a backup quarterback that hasn't thrown a pass since in 2 years. The New England Patriots do not, I've never said this before, do not listen to RC. Do not listen to Ryan Clark. Do not listen to Dan Orlovsky. Don't listen to them. You're the New England Patriots. You better not lose that damn game. I'll tell you that right now. You better not lose to Jarrett Stidham. You watch. Go ahead and lose. And watch how miserable your life is for this offseason. I'm telling y'all right now, you better not lose that game. He's a backup that hasn't thrown a pass in 2 years. In 2 years. That man cannot beat you. He better not beat you. He better not beat you. That's
I
what
don't
I'm
know which,
saying.
I don't know
That's
which
what I'm
locker
saying.
room should run this sound, like to motivate their team more. Should it be the Patriots or should it be the Broncos? I don't know.